to Luke's video. We are back with contouring as promised.
Love it.
I have contoured Lacey.
Follow our easy steps and you will get a really nice natural contour and highlight. We haven't gone too strong, have we?
No.
Okay.
So if you'd like to know how to contour, guys, then please just keep on watching this video. Okay, so Lacey has put on her foundation and her concealer. So first and foremost, I'm going to go in with MAC's Prep and Prime, and this is in the shade Light Boost. And I'm going to put this on just to hide any redness that Lacey's got in her cheeks and her forehead, and it also helps to highlight. I'm going to start off by going underneath her eyes, and I'm going to go downwards like this. And you want to go in this sort of motion. I'm going to go up top here, and I always like to do it like a flower.
Ooh. Looks like the Lion King.
Go down the nose, on the lip, and a bit on the chin. That's what you're going to do with your cream highlight. You want to get that on the face like that, and then I'm going to go down with a 286 brush underneath the eye, and I want to do it like an upside down triangle. That's the sort of shape that I'm going to make when I buff that in.
When I'm contouring and highlighting, with the highlight, I always imagine if I was laying on the beach in, where should we be, Barbados?
Let's be Barbados.
Be Barbados. So I'm laying on the beach. Where would the sun naturally highlight my areas? So exactly where Jo has just placed the product, it would be like here.
Yeah,
Does
it would
that
be
make
like
sense?
chin, top of the lip, bridge of the nose here, and everything else is sort of darker, but we'll go through that as well. So as you can see, that's like started to lift up underneath Lacey's eye.
I like that.
Buff that in.
So we've used a yellow undertone purely because, like Jo mentioned, it counteracts any redness. So you need to kind of look into a bit of colour theory, and if you see a colour that you want to hide or camouflage or change, then you need to go for the opposite colours.
Exactly. So yellow does counteract red.
Yeah.
So if you do find that you're quite red on your cheeks and your nose, definitely go for a yellow highlight.
And then if you've got more of like a sallow undertone with a little bit of yellow, some people under their eyes have like a bluey yellow, and you'd want to use a warm colour. So we would suggest a colour like a peach or even a red or an orange.
So once that's all buffed into the skin, you are going to go in with your contour. I don't personally like to contour with cream just because I feel like it moves around your face throughout the day, especially if you've got an oily skin. It's great if you are going to go out for a night out and you're going to set it in place with powder, but I much prefer to contour the powder. So using the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, I'm going to go in with this colour here. The reason that I'm using this colour is because it's sort of like a medium tone for Lacey's skin. I think it would suit her skin really well. I've loaded it onto this brush. This is a 109 by MAC. And the reason that I'm using this brush is because it's quite dense, it's quite stiff, and it wants, if you want to place the product, it will place it really well.
It kind of like pushes it into the skin.
Exactly. So I'm going to start at the top of the ear, and the direction I'm going to go is to the corner of the mouth. I'm not going to make those meet because that looks like quite a drag look. So if you're going to go really drag and have it quite harsh, then definitely meet those. But because it's just a daytime look, then we're just going to start right back here. Make sure you tap off your excess product before you put it on the skin. And I want the majority of the product, I want it to be quite far back to the hairline. And then with the excess product, I'm going to start sort of slowly bringing it towards the corner of the mouth. So as you can see, I have just popped that here. I've gone a little bit up on the temples as well, so it doesn't just look like a stripe. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Lacey doesn't really need too much contouring because she's got a really nice shaped face, and there's nothing, you know, too wide that I need to make look similar.
Yeah.
Just to make this...
About my mouth.
That's the only thing. I'm going to go up top here, just make sure it's all looking natural and it looks like it's coming from within. It's not just plonked on top.
Yeah, that is so key to contour. Apart from, obviously, if you're doing like a fashion shoot or you're doing pictures, then definitely apply a lot more product so that the colour is a lot more pigmented. But if you're just going for day-to-day, just follow our steps.
So now I'm going to go with a slightly lighter shade of this palette, and I'm just going to tap it on my brush. Make sure you tap off that excess, and I'm going to put a little bit on her chin and follow along the jawline. Sometimes if you feel like you've got like a big jaw or you want to make something smaller, the contour is going to make that smaller, not the highlight. So just beware if you have got a really small jaw and you put this on, it is going to make your jaw look even smaller. So I'm going to take my MAC blusher palette and I'm going to go in with the colour Melba. This is a really nice pink peachy.
Yeah, I like this colour. I like it because it's matte.
It's matte, it doesn't have a lot of shimmer because we are going to be putting highlight on. And the place that I'm going to be putting this on Lacey's cheek is right on the apple of the cheek. And I'm going to buff it back into the contour. I really don't want this to end up looking muddy, so make sure you don't put too much product on your brush.
Yeah, I hate that when that happens.
Yeah, because it does happen, like you can end up with a bit of a muddy face, but it is just because of the product placement and making sure you don't use too much.
What can stop that is from what you've done, using a cream and then a powder. Sometimes if you put too many powders on top of each other, they can all merge into each other.
When you are putting this on the cheek, make sure the first place that you put it is on the cheek, not right back here. And the motion is a buffing motion, not a sweeping motion. Sweeping motion, you end up with a stripe. Where a lot of people go wrong, you want it to be sunken into the skin. Now I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit, and the colours that I'm going to take is Bubbly and Dripping in Gold. I'm going to load up my brush with this and then this, tap it off, and I want it to go right here, but I'm going to do sort of like a C shape around Lacey's eye. And this is a brush I'm using, a 133 by MAC. For a night out I would probably go a bit more mental, but
Just like your night out.
sometimes I would put a bit of highlight on the end of the nose, but we did do this last week and it looked like Lacey's nose was like the Grinch.
I would never highlight the tip of my nose because that would
Whereas
accentuate.
I would.
You would.
And that is a really nice, easy, natural, everyday highlight and contour. When you're a bit hard up for time and you haven't got anywhere to put your brush in, just simply take that out of her hair.
Perfect.
Use somebody to stand there with you and you can just carry on. It's easy.
Amazing. Pop it in, keeps the hair up. If you're cleaning, if you're on the go, you can just be like, oh no, I'm meeting him.
That.
Yeah.
To love the video.
Oh, I used a different hand. I didn't feel that. Don't know what I am saying. Pull your ugliest face.
Ugliest face.
Ugliest face. That's not ugly.
Why are you trying to not look? No,
Why you have to do it first, and I have to judge whether yours is ugly.
My daughter Eva, she spray tanned me, and obviously because she's small, really tan down here, and up here I'm not as tanned, but my legs are so brown. Just put a little something. Oh, go on. What? If this was a man on skis, this is where it would go.